everyone, I'm Dr. Nisha Jacob from Career Guidance and Adolescent Counseling Cell, Alapura. Today, we are going to trace a different kind of story. We are traveling far from the mainland to examine how the blueprints of national development intersect with the lives of local communities. When we look back through time, every major infrastructure project brings with it a wave of change. Sometimes that wave elevates people and sometimes it displaces them. Today, we are analyzing an article titled Undemocratic Politics in Great Nicobar over Land. It's written by Dr. Pankaj Shakaria of IIT Mumbai, an absolute authority in this region. He has authored and edited 7 books on the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, including his most recent books, The Great Nicobar Betrayal 2024 and Island on Edge, The Great Nicobar Crisis 2025. When a scholar with decades of focus on a single region raises an alarm, it's our duty as informed citizens to listen. So we are going to unpack the layers of this multi-crore mega infrastructure project, the plight of the settlers, the silent displacement of indigenous tribes, and what this means for the democratic fabric of our nation. To understand the current crisis, we have to look at how these communities came to be. Between 1969 and 1975, the government settled about 300 families of ex-servicemen in Great Nicobar for strategic and national security reasons. To do this, the land was carved out and denotified them from the tribal reserve. These are the people we refer to today as the settler community. Fast forward to today, and these families are facing massive land acquisition for a new mega infrastructure project. Remember, they are not opposing the project itself, they are simply asking for fairness. The author highlights a shocking disparity in compensation. In the Andaman Islands, when land is acquired, the compensation raises from 11,370 rupees to 20,500 rupees per square meter. But what happened in Great Nicobar? The settlers are being offered a very small amount of rupees 13 to rupees 180 per square meter. The settlers are demanding a minimum of rupees 1 crore per acre, arguing that the social impact assessments are heavily flawed. These families have already faced massive displacements, first during the initial settlement and then again after the devastating 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. To shortchange them now, taking away their livelihoods for a fraction of what the land is worth, feels like a deep betrayal. Now we reach the heart of Dr. Pankaj's argument, and it is a complex, uncomfortable truth. While the settler community is fighting a valid battle for fair compensation and democratic representation over their own land, there is a dark irony at play. The author points out a stark contradiction. The representatives of these same settler communities are simultaneously collaborating with local authorities to alienate the land of the original indigenous tribal communities, the Shomban and the Great Nicobaris. Nearly 84 square kilometers of legally notified tribal reserve is quietly being denotified and handed over to the project. Think about the Shomban community. They are a particularly vulnerable tribal group, PVTG. They are nomadic hunter-gatherers. You cannot offer them money for their land because cash means absolutely nothing to them. They are entirely dependent on those pristine forests. And what about the great Nicobaris, who have been longing to return to their pre-tsunami ancestral lands? The article paints a tragic picture. Under pressure, some tribal communities are being pushed to sign documents voluntarily surrendering their lands, a clear violation of the Forest Rights Act. As the author notes, these local communities are being forced into brutal competition over resources, becoming minor pawns in a much larger geopolitical game. We constantly spoke about fundamental rights, Forest Rights Act, and sustainable development. We must discuss the issues in the forests of Nicobar. As future leaders, when you design a project or draft a policy tomorrow, you need to ask, who pays the invisible price? Understanding the balance between the infrastructure and human rights is what makes you not just successful professionals, but empathetic leaders. Democracy must ensure that the most marginalized voices, like a nomadic tribe in a remote forest or an ex-serviceman fighting for their farm, are not drowned out by the machinery of the state. How does this issue to be addressed by India? India is rightfully aiming to secure its strategic interests in the Indian Ocean. A mega infrastructure project in Great Nicobar serves vital geopolitical goals. However, true national strength is never just external, it's internal. When a nation pushes forward with development while simultaneously upholding the rights of its most vulnerable population, ensuring fair compensation for settlers, and fiercely protecting the unique heritage of indigenous tribes, it demonstrates the highest maturity of a democracy. It proves that we do not have to choose between strategic progress and human rights. We are capable of engineering both. By insisting on transparent democratic process, even in remote territories, we build a more resilient, united, and globally respected India. I think we can achieve a balance between mega development and indigenous rights. This is Dr. Nishan Jacob from Career Guidance and Adolescent Counseling Cell, Alapura. See you in the next.